Hello, strong people. It is week 7, day 4 of OSG Mid-Atlantic Regional Prep. Official strongman games. It's so cool that I get to say that I'm competing. Technically, I guess it would be like the semifinals in a way. Which is weird because there's like nothing before that. It's just semifinals. You go to the world final. But technically, I guess. You could argue because at OSG they do have, I believe you compete in 4 events, and then if you're top 10 after that first 2 days, then you compete Sunday. So in a way, once you get to the world final, there's a semifinal and a final there. So, look, I just want to get there. So, and this is how you do it, by training, sleeping, and eating. Eating and sleeping, I did not do a good job of, so I'll be honest, I feel much better today, and I only slept for, let me think, 5 hours? 5 hours last night, but those 5 hours were amazing compared to a Thursday night for my sleep study. That was terrible. One of the worst nights of sleep I've gotten in a while. But I made up for it with, coming home, going back to bed for a little bit, and taking a nap or two. So, not an ideal situation today, something I don't like to normally do. I don't like to train Saturday mornings after training Friday nights. Reason being, it's like, 12 hours later, less than 12 hours, or depends when you train. That'd be over 12 hours, over 12 hours for me. You're just not fully recovered. I understand that I'm training like completely different muscles for the most part, like pressing last night, moving events today, so I'll be fine. I just don't like doing it. But that's okay. It happens. So today we got, at least I think we got, I've messed up the program like 2 or 3 times now talking to you guys about it. So, and recently too, like, I don't know what's going on with me. I know for sure we have bag toss, weather permitting. We have squats, work up to like a top set of 4. Pretty much whatever I said last week is actually what we have today. So, what else do I got? Bag toss, squats. Pretty sure Husafel is after that. And then frame, and then bag loads. I still need to do the online qualifier, the last event. I don't know. I just got to find maybe I'll do it today. I just need to get it done. Like, I don't think I'm going to qualify through that. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to give 110% effort in that event. Which I did that in the other 3 events. So like, why would I skimp out on the last one? It just doesn't make any sense. There's probably a little bit more leeway in this event because it's not poundage, it's not pounds or kilos, it's just runs back and forth, so there are going to be a lot of ties, whether it be 6, 7, 8, I think those are going to be the top 3 times that you see. Anything less than that, I don't see it working out, so hopefully I can hit the bottom mark there, but if not, that's fine. First year doing the qualifier, so there's definitely some stuff I want to improve on for next year. We'll see what we do next year. Preferably next year, I think it'd be smart to find a qualifier early before the online qualifier, and then see what happens from there. So we'll see. That's really far in the future. What else was I going to say? There's something kind of important. I don't know. Dang it. That was going to be important, whatever I was going to say. Oh, I posted my fails, the deadlift and the log press. Because I tried that 400.5 for double. log, and I failed that. It was pretty close. I look at that, and I'm like, why didn't you just lean back a little bit more? It felt like I was losing my balance, but, you know, if I'm going to lose my balance and, you know, let it crush me, that'd probably be the time to do it. And the deadlift, 881 pounds fail. Axle deadlift. Twice, back to back. That's insane. If you would have told me that I was going to walk in there that day and nearly pull 400 kilos, I would have said, yeah, okay, buddy. You're out of your mind. But that's exactly what happened. I almost pulled it twice. And I was so confident I could pull it that I tried it twice. I am an avid believer in if you fail a top deadlift, you are not going to get that top deadlift again. Which I proved true. But I was so confident in that moment that I was like, I got this, and tried to do it a second time. I got it almost pretty much to the same spot. Just more baby powder. Should have worn my leggings that day. Maybe it would have slid up a little bit. I don't know. Who knows? But I didn't get it, so it doesn't matter. But that, I can't believe that I even got close to that. I thought that I'd be close on a standard deadlift bar based on my 845 that I pulled at regionals a few weeks back. I was pretty confident on that. That day I could have pulled like 885 if I needed to. It would have been ugly and probably would have taken me out of it the next event or so, because I just would have burned up whatever energy I had. But I was confident it was there that day. So, 885 on a deadlift bar does not equate to 881 on an axle bar. It was funny because I pulled 830. Oh, well, I just kind of gave it away. Anyway, nobody's going to watch this. At least, I don't think so. So I pulled 838. That was my lock-in number that I got. I wanted to jump to 868. I wanted a 30-pound jump. And then we're like, well, if we take the 25 off and we throw on another 45, that would be 778. I'm like, all right, let's do that. And then we were like, well, that's only 3 pounds off of, the magic number of 400 kilos. I was like, oh, I'm in. Throw that on. So it went from 868 to 881, a 13-pound difference, which could have been the difference in me whether I pulled that third attempt or not. And I'm not even mad. I think me getting 881 that close twice boosted my deadlift confidence a ton. Because I know that there's not a lot of a reason to do it, but I never see 400 kilo axle pulls. Like, I understand that nobody maxes out on an axle hardly ever. And I'm sure there's going to be some in the qualifier. I expect someone to pull 9 something, mid 9s for sure. But you don't see it all that often. So to get it that close, it haunts my dreams for sure. But I'm also pretty proud of myself for even being able to get it off the ground. If you would have, I never would have guessed walking in there that day that I could have gotten that off the ground at least. So that's a big thing for me. I think, what else? Oh, not lifting related, but I saw the new Deadpool Wolverine movie last night. Dude, I'd go see it again right now. Well, after training, of course. But I'd go see it again right now. I had high expectations going in. It met all of them and more. I mean, it was that good. I don't have many other real words to describe it. It was just that good. Now I'm just kind of rewatching the movie in my head a little bit. Alright. But also another thing, back to kind of lifting. I've been having a lot of beef, burger and rice. There's something, just the thought of eating beef and rice right now makes me so sick to my stomach. It's just the beef. I don't know if it's texture thing freaking me out or what's going on, but I can't do the beef anymore for right now. So I'm either going to go back to be nice if I did like cheap steak or something. Like flank steak, skewer steak. What a strip steak? What do bodybuilders eat? I know a lot of people use like ribeye, but that's pretty fatty, and I don't like to eat a whole lot of fat. I mean, here and there, I guess, but like even the ground beef I eat is 90-10, and I would get lower if I could, but buying it in bulk like that is just I buy it in bulk at Sam's Club, and they only have 90-10, unless you can ask behind the butcher counter or whatever to get 93.7 or 95.5 or whatever. But I don't know. So maybe I'll do ground turkey. It's either ground turkey or a chicken breast, most likely. And I've been a big fan of ground turkey. So maybe another thing. Potatoes. I love potatoes, and I do not eat enough of them. I've always thought about switching from like chicken and rice or beef and rice to like steak and potatoes, but steak is just so expensive. Chicken, ground turkey, that stuff's all just more affordable, especially when you eat so much of it. And I don't eat nearly as much as a lot of other people, but it all still adds up. So, and as a strong man, super heavyweight, I don't need to be extremely picky. I try to eat fairly clean, but you know, it doesn't hurt to have a little bit of junk here and there, just like in any diet. Moderation is key. Alright, I've talked enough, and I'm just gonna get to driving pretty much, so I'll see you guys after the training clips. Let's go! The skibbity paps failed. Alright, training is done for the day. That also concludes week 7. Alright, so what did I even do? My brain is fried. That was a tough training session. Started out sandbag toss, did 45 pounds for sets of 6, throw, run back, grab it, throw again until you hit 6 reps. Pretty straightforward. They felt good. I am getting tired by rep 6, so but of course getting that 6th rep at the show is going to be iffy anyway. I'll be honest. I've cleared 55 pounds to 15 feet before, a couple times, I think. But at the end, after 5 other bags, I don't know. We'll see. I'm hopeful, but in a medley, I am pretty confident through the first 4 bags. First 4, 40, 40, 45, 45, 50, 55. If I hit 55, I'd be ecstatic. If I hit 50, I'd be very happy. If I hit 4 fast, I'd be happy. But I mean, I aim high, so, you know, I want all of them, of course. But we'll see. Training for that feels very good lately. It feels like things are clicking. All other sandbag preps, things felt different week to week, or training session to training session even, because I do it twice a week. But it's not really feeling that way now. It's feeling consistent. So I think that's a huge step in the right direction, because before that's just not how it was. Squats, they went fine. Didn't feel super explosive, I guess. I did, what's 5 plates and 25? Normally that'd be 495 plus 50, 545, but with the SSB bar, it's like 65 pounds, so an extra 20 pounds, 565? Am I doing that right? I think it was 565 for a set of 4. It was fine. Could I have gone up to like 585? Yeah, probably, but after that, I did things out of order a little bit. That's no good reason. I did frame next. I am disappointed in frame. It's just one of those things that I have not taken too seriously this prep, and it showed today. What I needed to do was a 10-second run, a max weight 10-second run for 50 feet. So as heavy as I can go for 50 feet in 10 seconds. I did 670, and that was like 8 seconds or so. So I was like, all right, let's go up. Comp weight's 750, so I'm like, let's just throw on comp weight. My thing is, if it takes me longer than 10 seconds to do it, I'm not going to be able to hold on to it anyway. So, in theory, all my frame runs should be under 10 seconds, because my grip is not bad, but at the same time, I have to outrun my grip, because it's just not that great. It's kind of in the middle. So, I went up to 750 comp weight. I felt it probably 10, 15 feet short. I don't really remember. I'll have to look at the video. But that's not overly surprising, considering that I have not really trained too much grip, which is just me being dumb. I'm not overly worried because I know I'm capable. Right after regional, I did a frame run at 760, and that went fine. So obviously I went 10 pounds lighter today, but that was, after 6 weeks, it was just not, kind of going back and forth with grip. So I definitely, that woke me up a little bit there. I need to make sure I take that serious. 750 is not a light frame, but it's also not the heaviest frame, so I expect people to do well in that event, and I hope that I am one of them. Then Husafell. Honestly, Husafell is such a mental thing. So I was programmed to do a set of 50 feet at 320 pounds, which I did, no problem. It was fine. Well, actually, it was kind of a problem. It's pretty humid in there, and I was getting sweaty. The first warm-up, the Husafell felt like it stuck to my arms. It did not stick the next time, so I must have been sweatier the second time. I went from 270 to 320. 270 stuck to me. 320, it slid pretty bad, so I had to fight it on the pick. But I got it up 150 feet, no problem. So I noted that for the next run. Went up to 360, and it was supposed to be a max distance run in 90 seconds. I'm not going to take 90 seconds to do that thing. I'm not going to have that on my chest for 90 seconds, so I got to move a little bit faster than that. But I dried off a little bit, put some chalk on this time. Pick was so much easier than 320. Harder because it was heavier, but I would still say it was just about easier than 320. I kind of wimped out a little bit. I did a 100-foot run, and then I turned for the last. I wanted 150 because my buddy did like 158 at a regional show a couple years back as a tiebreaker, and he got like 158 feet. So like that's what I was trying to hit, at least that. And I do think it's in there. It wasn't even sliding down my body. I just didn't fight it. I didn't fight it at all. I just kind of sat it down. I felt my biceps start to get a little tired, pumped up, and it made me kind of nervous, I guess. I don't know. Because it happened like out of nowhere. And it's a mental thing. I was in no danger or anything. I was not going to hurt myself or anything like that. It was just me being overly cautious. But I think 200 plus feet on that wouldn't be much of a problem had I not wimped out. I know that's, probably 80 feet more than what I actually did, but I really do think that. However, throw 40 more pounds in there and put it as the 6th event of a 2-day show. Maybe we're talking a little bit different distance-wise there, because that's what it is at the regional event. 400 pounds for max distance, but it's the last event of a 6th event show, so that's going to be pretty brutal. But at the same time, you don't got to worry about saving anything. You just got to empty the tank on that event. It's kind of like, how bad do you want it? And I think there will be people that can't quite pick a 400-pound Husafell. I wouldn't doubt it. 400's, that's not light. The real Husafell is like 428, I think. I don't know what kind of weight they use at like Strongest Man on Earth. I don't think they've done it there. World's Strongest Man or Giants Live. I'd have to look it up, but I'm sure it's not much more than 400 pounds. So 400 pounds it's no joke for something like that. But when you're trying to qualify for Worlds, technically, it needs to be that way. It needs to be heavy. So that's one of those events that I just don't know what's a good number to hit. So just go until you drop. That's the plan. And I don't really have much else to say other than that. But I was supposed to do sandbag loads, but I had nothing left. I was just exhausted. After that last Husafell run, took it out of me. And I am noticing that the Husafell, it does bother my right hip a little bit. I was having some hip issues last week. But I didn't even do Husafell last week. I don't know, maybe it was probably something else, but either way, Husafell definitely irritates it a little bit, just because of the position you have to be in to pick it, and the position you got to be in to carry it. You got to lean back with all that weight on your chest, so something to get used to. But we have a little bit of time left. I think we're like 5 weeks out right now. Should be 5 weeks. Starting next week would be 5 weeks, I believe. So we got some time, but not much time. So we got to jump in gear on the grip event and the Husafell. What other events? And sandbag steeplechase, of course. That's just going to be cardio. So I'm excited for this show. I really am. But as for right now, I need to not talk and I need to let my brain rest. So I will check in with you guys in the next video. Anyway, go out, get strong, stay strong, and I'll see you guys in the next one.